This video will show you how easy it is to add a cymbal pad onto your DTX-PRO, DTX8 or DTX6 kit, and how to assign a sound to it and how to save it. What we're going to do is we're going to add a splash cymbal onto this kit, and the pad I've got here is a PCY95AT. It's a mono zone pad, a single zone pad, so it doesn't have choke and it doesn't have a bell or an edge, but it's perfect for splash cymbals. So if you take your pad, PCY95AT in this case, and mount it on the kit in the position where you want it. So as I'm going to have it as a splash, I want it here. That's why I would normally have a splash. You can mount it anywhere on the rack. Then you need to get the cable and you need to connect it to input 14 on the module. If you have something in input 14 already, you can plug it into input 13, which is the input on the bass drum pad, the KP90 pad, or any other input. If you're using splitters on the tom pads, you can plug it into one of those. Because this is a mono pad, it will go into any input. Make sure your module is on, go to trigger mode. So go to menu and then go down to trigger and press enter. Now, if you are using input 13 on the back of the KP90 bass drum pad, there's one thing you need to do extra. If you just go into input mode, which is the first line, and just make sure that where it says kick and pad 13, it says separate, not paired. So if it says paired like it does here, you just need to make sure that you change it to separate and then press the exit button. That means that you can use the bass drum and the trigger input on the pad as different sounds. If you're using input 14 on the back of the module, you don't need to do any of that. So what we're going to do is we're going to select the correct trigger setting for our splash pad. So if I come down to pad type and press enter, hit the pad lightly, it's showing me pad 14 is a PCY95, which is the correct pad. It could be something else, it could be a PCY100 or whatever pad you've plugged into it. But for this case, we are using a PCY95AT. So if I press the exit button and come all the way back to the front, we have the correct trigger for this pad. So we're now going to change the sound. Now, like I said, we want to use this as a splash pad, but let's see what the sound is at the moment. Okay, so that's a tom. We definitely don't need it as a tom. Well, you might need it as a tom, but for this, we're going to change it to a splash. So what we do is we press F1, which is the instrument button. We've just hit the pad and it shows us that we've got pad 14 up on the screen, and it's showing us when we hit it, we're triggering a 16-inch recording custom floor tom. We don't want that, so we're going to go up to category, and we're going to change this to cymbal 1, which is acoustic cymbals. Then we're going to come down. We don't want a rock crash or anything like that. We have just passed a splash, but I'm going to go with one of the later splashes. Let's go with, there we go, let's go with an 8-inch splash, number 64. That's a bit big. I want a slightly smaller splash size. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come down one screen and I'm just going to adjust the size. That'll do. Right, so if I now press the exit button, and I'm going to store the whole kit. So if I press the store button, it's going to show me where the next free kit is. Now, this is a brand new module, so it shows me that the next free kit is user 001, and it just says user kit. So I know it's empty. I could change the name. In fact, I will change the name. I'll just change the name. I'll just put a 2 at the end of it. There we go. There we go, so recording custom kit 2, press OK, and press store. Now, on the DTX-PRO, that is saving the sound and the trigger setting all in one go. Nice and simple. Let's see how it sounds.